Today's little educational video is going to be how to identify robbing. It's going to be quite easy. It is noon. Walk in the bee yard, you see them fighting along on the ground. They're trying to get in the hive. This is a split I made on 7/6. It is now 7:22. So I would say that this is a failure. Now what you don't want to happen is for them to finish robbing this hive, then move to this one, or move to that small little mating nute, or move to that one, or obviously any of the other hives around. That is robbing behavior. There's a mass frenzy. There's only a 3/4 of an inch entrance right there. They are fighting to get in and fighting to get out. Be nice if that was a mating flight returning, but there's no way. See the way they're kind of pawing at the entrance? By what I mean, they're doing this. They're trying to get in over here where the 3-inch entrance is, and they can't. Guarantee you, see if I can find a hive tool. I'll take the lid off of it and they'll just come boiling out the top. That's another way to tell if it's robber bees. By the way, yes, I am wearing a veil. Or not a veil, an inspector's jacket, because you can get stung quite easily during a robbing frenzy. Alright, here goes. Let's see what happens. See the way they come boiling out? Let's just take a frame out, just to prove that they are robbing this hive. This hive was full of brood and honey on the 6th when I split it. See what they're doing? They are just robbing the living pea out of it. I would say they've just about robbed all of the honey out of it. The outside frames would be the ones probably with the most honey in it. So all those bees hatched. No queen made it back. Yeah, see how they're just chewing the comb. See all the cappings in the bottom? This is a robbing frenzy. You can see a better picture down there. You see all that cappings where they just uncapped it. What I do during these situations, which are very rare here, but I'll have 1 or 2 a year, that I don't catch the queen not making it back. So what I'll do is just put the lid back on it. I will pause the video and I will move it, and I'll pick up the video where I move it to. Alright, so the robbing frenzy will continue. It's right here by my sugar water tote, which the bees are not touching. Even a nice thick sugar syrup there they're not touching. Some frames that was over in an out yard that I had out for extraction purposes, getting robbed out at the yard they came from. So, in conclusion, the way I deal with the robbing situations, I move the hive. We are a good, I don't know, 75, 100 yards from where the hive was. The reason I put it here is trying to entice them to the sugar water, because they're going to be going back and telling those that are in that spot where the hive used to be, if they go back to their hive, to come here. Then maybe we can get them taking the sugar water with essential oils, start medicating them. That is robbing. Sad but true. It's part of beekeeping that will happen no matter what breed of bees you have. Some bees rob less than others. Italians are the worst. Buckfast usually don't rob a lot, but when the opportunity exists, bees are just that. They are opportunistic. They'll feed on sugar water, Mountain Dew, Coke, whatever they can get their hands on when they need it. Aphid poop, or aphid, not aphid poop, but the secretion from the aphid that's sweet, they'll collect it and make honey out of it. Have a good day. All right, we moved the hive about 75 to 100 yards away. I'll take you up there and show you where I moved it to. But here's the thing, you still got to deal with what's left behind. These ladies are in a frenzy. They will be in a frenzy for, I don't know, another good 10 minutes. So I've closed off the front of this hive because they're all wanting to go in the front. Now they're checking out this hive and that hive. So I've reduced the entrance of this hive down to barely enough for 2 bees to pass. I'm going to close off the upper entrance. I'm going to knock this one down a little bit more. It'll take them a couple of minutes to figure out that there's no hive there anymore. We'll walk up here and I'll show you where I put the hive. There's another video on my channel of a fuel rail for feeding bees with mason jars upside down. That takes care of the open feeding. As far as some of your commercial guys use 55-gallon drums and straw. Well, when it rains, it dilutes the syrup. I'm starting to use a tote system. So I just brought the hive up here and placed it right here. Took the lid off, easy access, hoping that they will divert their attention to the sugar water. Looking down in there, I see one bee, and that's it. I don't know. I got a soybean field about a quarter of a mile, 3/4 of a mile, half a mile that way. And this morning when I first walked down there around 8 o'clock, bees were leaving and going that way. I just can't, for some reason, get them to take that sugar water, even in the afternoon after the nectar flow down there is done and everybody's just hanging out. They're still not taking it. Like I said, it'll take about 10 minutes for this to finally disperse, but yeah, look at them. They're all on that little bitty nuke, and I knew if I did not reduce the entrance on that hive, cover this one, and close that one off completely, these 3 would get robbed out. They'd probably start with the 2-frame mating nuke, then they would have moved to the 5-framer, and then they would have moved over here to the 6-framer. The nice thing about the 6-framer is you've got front entrance. They're looking for a front entrance. This one also has a back entrance. Hopefully they are defending it. I usually get a smoker Just smoked the crap out of them. Anyway, that's robbing 101. Thanks for watching. Certain types of bees rob more than others. Italians are the worst. These Canadian buckfast usually don't, but when the opportunity presents itself, they'll take advantage of it, and that's what they did. That one went queenless. Thanks for watching. You guys know what to do.